Hi guys, Wendy Catherine with Goal Z Marketing, and I am here today to talk to you about something that was just going through my head this morning. Wanted to share it with you. It's probably going to be a little bit more than a 2 cents, 2 minute treasure here for you today, or 2 minute thoughts. But I was talking to a very near and dear friend of mine this morning, actually, about a recent idea that I had that follows into my AI and my How to Train Your Robot Academy that I'm building out right now. And it was something feeding into a lot of what I've done in the past, how I cut my teeth on SEO, and how I can then feed that into this engineering prompts with AI to help businesses out there really train their robot well in a way that I can help feed them. So, that being said, there are 95,000 different things going on in this head of mine, and all of these things, when put together, can come up with something great. And in thinking about that and then explaining to this friend of mine, what's the difference between a buyer persona and a client avatar? And basically, I was saying, a buyer persona is taking it very general. We're looking at a marketing segment. We're looking at the demographics, the behaviors, the expected interests, things of that nature for what we expect our buyer to be or what we've determined that our buyer is. And then I said, but you look at the client avatar, and that's very much more specific, targeted. That is like bringing it down to one individual and who is that person? What is their background? What was their interest? Really getting behind who the individual person is to touch that one person. And that got me thinking of taking it back even a step further and realizing that how many times do I read the advice that I'm not going to be in a healthy relationship until I have a healthy relationship with myself. And so if I don't buy in to who I am, if I don't love who I am, I'll never find love outside of myself. And I absolutely believe in a lot of validity to that you're not going to have healthy relationships until you have a healthy relationship with yourself. And so take a look at that in terms of, do you have a buy-in on yourself? Can you then sell yourself to somebody else in the complete and accurate way? So do you have a buy-in on your own product or service that you're offering and putting out there behind your brand? And if you don't have that buy-in, how are you ever going to create that client avatar and that buyer persona and really find the buyer outside of what you've created if you don't believe in it yourself? So what does it take to believe in that yourself? And then that brought me to mind of so much that I hear in business and have heard in business throughout my life. It's like, focus on one thing, Wendy, focus on one thing. You've got so many great ideas. You are a thought leader. And I think my name is very apropos because I have just an influx of different winds going through me, just so many different ideas moving tumultuously around in different directions. But harnessing the power behind all of that is an extreme energy and an extreme force. So governing that wind, like governing that force and really creating something from it is something that is a challenge, but is also amazing. So if you're ADHD AF, like me, like my son is, then you see the challenge there, and you see that every day there's new ideas and new interests, and you are a thought leader. You are absolutely a thought leader, but you don't need to let that limit you, and you don't have to be like the people that can sit there and single-handedly focus on one thing. Multitasking is wrong. It means you're doing a bunch of things poorly. You have to only focus on one thing, and that's it, and that works for some people. That does not work for me, and I can sit there and just absolutely decimate myself and think I'm a horrible person because I can't ever keep that focus on one thing, or I have to take a drug to focus my mind to get anything accomplished. That's not true. Your end goal doesn't have to be to sell a book. Your end goal doesn't have to be to sell a marketing plan or to sell this in your company and make this amount of money that way. Your end goal could be to be a successful person in your career. And your career may be a multitude of different things. You're a thought leader behind that you've put into play that other people, venture capitalists, things of that nature are going to invest in, that other people will take or buy from you. So without the people out there that are creating all of these great, incredible ideas and putting them into action and bringing them out there, somebody else can take them. Somebody else can build upon them and make that one thing their focal point. But you can absolutely birth a multitude of babies and not have to focus on one single one in order to be a successful mother. So that's what I wanted to say today. Stay tuned. How to Train Your Robot is up and coming, and I'm putting so many different thoughts on so many different aspects together to help all of you business owners out there really learn how to train that administrative assistant that you have at your beck and call right now that's $20 a month instead of $20 an hour, and you're frustrated because they're not getting their first or second or third iteration right of what you're asking it to do because you're not training it like you would train an admin assistant. And so I am here to help you with that. Stay tuned for that. That was something I'm working on right now that I just wanted to reach out to all of those out there that are like me and realize, get that buy-in of yourself first. And if you look different than the person next to you, if you look different than the person who's telling you focus on one thing, you are different. And that's okay. So believe in yourself, capitalize on yourself, and other people will believe in you and buy in. Thanks. That's my 2 cents for today.